I get it, you're scrolling through a sea of generators that all promise whole home protection and unmatched reliability, but you've probably seen those glossy product photos and thought, if I buy this, I'll finally have power when the grid goes down. The problem is, many of those promises feel great on paper but fall apart the moment you hook up a couple of lights or a fridge. I've talked to a few homeowners who bought a mid-range generator, only to realize it could barely keep their HVAC system alive, let alone run a home office during a storm. That's the exact scenario I want to help you avoid, because the Generac 22kW whole home generator with cellular capability is a serious investment that can either be a lifesaver or a costly disappointment depending on who it's really for. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the kind of power you actually need. A 22kW unit can theoretically handle large appliances, multiple air conditioners, and even a few electric vehicle chargers at the same time. In real-world terms, that translates to being able to keep your refrigerator, freezer, electric furnace, and a couple of hydro devices like your well pump and home office computers running without tripping the generator's circuit breakers. If you live in a region where you routinely lose power for a few hours to a full day during winter storms, that capacity can be a huge relief. On the flip side, if you're in a mild climate where outages rarely last more than an hour, a 22kW system might be overkill. You could probably get away with a 10kW unit and spend a fraction of the price. What sets this Generac model apart from the competition is its cellular connectivity. The whole home unit comes with a built-in modem that lets you monitor output, fuel level, and any fault codes from your phone. That means you won't have to crawl out to the yard in the dark to see if the generator has kicked in. In practice, this feature is a game changer for anyone who isn't comfortable tinkering with electrical panels or who has mobility issues. I've spoken with a senior couple who rely on the remote app to know exactly when the generator starts, allowing them to breathe easier during severe weather. For a tech-savvy homeowner, this isn't just a convenience, it's a safety net. Now, let's address the hidden trade-offs. The biggest one is the fuel consumption. A 22kW whole home generator draws roughly 15 gallons of propane per hour at full load. If you're running it continuously for a 24-hour outage, your fuel tank could be drained in a day, which means you'd need to have an ample on-site fuel supply or a delivery plan in place. This is a crucial factor that many buyers overlook. The operating cost can be significant if you're not prepared. Additionally, the unit requires a professional installation that includes a transfer switch, proper ventilation, and anchoring to a concrete pad. While that installation ensures safety and compliance, it also adds a few $1,000s to the total cost beyond the MSRP. Who should buy this generator? If you own a large home with multiple air conditioners, a well pump, and perhaps a home workshop that uses power tools, the 22kW capacity gives you the flexibility to keep everything on during an outage. It also makes sense for small business owners who rely on a home office for critical work. Imagine an e-commerce store that can't afford downtime. The remote monitoring feature is ideal for anyone who wants hands-off assurance that power is being delivered, especially in areas prone to long, severe storms. For those who already have a generator and are simply looking to upgrade capacity, this model can fill that gap without having to rewire the entire house. Who should skip it? If your home is modest in size, you only need to run essential appliances like a refrigerator and a few lights. A 10kW or 12kW unit will likely be more cost-effective. Also, if you're not comfortable with the upfront installation cost or don't have a reliable fuel source on site, you might want to consider a portable inverter generator that you can refuel with gasoline as needed. Budget-conscious buyers looking for a temporary solution during a single storm season might find the upfront price and ongoing fuel expense hard to justify. Let's break down the practical strengths that stick out after the initial purchase. The reliability claim isn't just marketing fluff. Generac has been a staple in the backup power market for decades, and their engines are built to run for thousands of hours. In a typical household test where the unit is called upon to run a 10kW load for 8 hours straight, the generator maintained voltage within the acceptable range, which kept sensitive electronics like laptops and home routers from rebooting. The whole home protection feature means you won't have to manually switch circuits. The transfer switch automatically isolates your home from the grid and feeds power from the generator. This eliminates the risk of backfeeding, which can be dangerous for utility workers and your own equipment. On the practical weakness side, aside from